kick it. This will buffer up here a little bit and it'll go away. Ought to be good now. Hey, Mark. No, I don't. No, I'm not. I'm not driving my truck. I don't really like driving that van, to tell you the truth. He just got that, by the way. Got it at an auction. Not my style. You couldn't give me that van, to be honest with you. Hi, John Boy. Oh, you like it? Yeah, I don't care for that kind of van. I mean, if it was all the seats were out, maybe. Oh yeah, see, it's not frozen on my end. It's frozen on your end? So weird. Hello. Oh yeah, not frozen here either, no? Man, there's, hot weather here, all this stuff broken down the side of the road. Look at this thing up here. I've already seen 2 trailers. The hell is that? A mattress. Oh, good for you. It's 94 here, 65% humidity. That was a good signal you had on that live, Mary. Was that the Wi-Fi connected to the fish shop? Hey, Frisky. Hey, Natasha, how you doing? getting some bird seed, then I'm gonna go get something to eat and go to Barnes and Noble. Maybe do an interview or two. Well, that's alright, Natasha. You'll fit in perfect. Yeah, really hot though, 95 now. 95. I mean, you can barely stand outside. Yeah, I gotta cut back on this Indian eating, man. I gotta get in shape, which I hope to do. Again, I'm out of shape, overweight. I don't think my waist has ever been this big. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some interviews. But you know, even like Homeless, where I'm going, they've had like some controversy there. The business owners are complaining. They said crime's up, so I'm sure they've been hassling them, and I'm assuming that that's going to make them like move. I don't know this for sure. But even on the best days, when everything was the same, 95, you know, they're probably under a tree, not out walking around where I could see them. Hey Mary, can you put a link to Natasha's music, please? What do I do for a living? Nothing really. Retired. I was a private detective my whole life. Like 40 years or something like that. 42 years. Hey, hello, how you doing? Oh, thanks for putting up that link. Thank you. That's her link to her music. She put a link to it. Oh, okay, that's cool. You never know, man. If you don't like it, if you like it, keep listening to it. And if you don't, turn it off, right? That's what I say about my channel, man. People bitch about my channel. Why are you on here? Thank God for air conditioning. Yeah, you should do it. You should start live streaming. Get StreamYard. On YouTube, there's some requirement now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Right. I do. Yeah, you should do it. Yep. I like StreamYard. It's a little expensive though, but it's mostly trouble-free. It's simple. Everybody's familiar with it. Plus, you can play all your own music because it's yours. You know, on that note, I don't know if you copyright your music or not, but I'm wondering how, if you do copyright it, YouTube would recognize the difference that it was you on live playing your own music. I bet you they wouldn't. And they're impossible to communicate with. You'd be getting strikes for using your own damn songs on your own damn channel. Yeah, it's complicated, I think. I mean, last I knew it was all that copyright bullshit. And even then, if they're using it, I mean, you got to go challenge them and all this bullshit. I mean, of course, the ones that Mark gets busted for are easy. When you're playing Metallica, I mean, they've got every lawyer in the world that's got this stuff etched in stone. So, you know, that means do not play this. And you got YouTube as your police department. But like on an artist starting out like Natasha, I'm not sure how that would work. And I've had people, I'll give you an example. You can get flagged for stuff you wouldn't believe. Like I put in titles on my videos sometimes, like the beauty of Lake Huron or beautiful Lake Huron, something like that. And they've tagged me on it as an infringement because somebody named a song like that. It had nothing to do with the video of water sloshing around. And you wouldn't believe the bullshit I had to do to get them to take it off. So people can false strike you. The revenue from YouTube, at least on my end, there's nothing anymore, but I'm not complaining. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but you know, when you do everything right and you get some success with it, you hate to see that changed when you didn't do anything wrong, and that's what's happened. But YouTube makes you break you. Like I'll say, sounding like a broken record, that without YouTube promoting me, I would have never got these subscribers and people that I've met. No way. I'd turn the camera on and turn it off. No great editing, no spectacular content. But it worked for a while, and that ship sailed. That's water under the bridge. $94 degrees. People outside working. Jeez, man. Yep, on a new path, that's true. Whether you like it or not. The frustrating thing to me is, even if you quit doing why you're not supported by them anymore, it doesn't get you anywhere. Once you get tagged as like, whatever, you know, we can recommend other people that get us more money, you're done, I think. I don't want to say my best days on YouTube are over, but my best days on YouTube with regard to revenue and new subscribers is over for sure. I think you'll see my channel slowly dwindle down to, 25,000 subscribers over time. Which is all right. I only really care that I have 1,000. You know, everybody, recognizes your channel by, how long your internet piece is. And they do that by subscribers, which really doesn't do you any good at all. It's views, but everybody's talking about subscribers. No, they don't send out notifications. I'm on their shit list. I'm going to go in and get this bird seed. Excuse me. kick it. You know what I'm saying? Let's kick it. Yeah, Natasha, if you're still on here, yeah, get that StreamYard. You can get, there's different versions. I think I got the deluxe one so you could have like more people on. But, you know, looking back, I think I'd have probably just got the regular one because I hardly ever have more than 5 people on. Just be kicking it, know what I'm saying? I'll just be kicking it as much as I can, you know? Hey, Stephanie. You kicking it? You tripping? Liked your girlfriend the other night. She's trying to make it, put her mark on YouTube. Man, if something happened, let's say I got canceled on my YouTube, which I thought would have happened by now. I think I'd just say fuck it, not even have a channel. I feel sorry for these people, man. Great content, you know, spend a lot of time on it. Like So Tweety, she used to do cruise ships, and she was doing something else. Now she's kind of went back to cruise ships. Those are well done, heavily edited videos on cruising. I mean, you learn a lot if you're thinking of taking a cruise, particularly the company that she chose and the ship she was on. It's like, it's the ticket. That's what you'd want to watch. And for all that, she told me one time on a video she uploads that she puts like 50 hours of editing into it. I mean, I put 62 hours into watching porn last month. And if you think I'm going to put 50 hours into editing something I'm going to upload on YouTube in the hopes of getting more views and subscribers, you're crazy. Oh, she's doing real good? Oh, good. But I mean, real good in YouTube terms, I think she has great content. I really like her, but she's not doing what she'd like to be doing, and that's unfortunate because it's got nothing to do with quality. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. I mean, there's neurosurgeons on YouTube that you're lucky allow you to be privy to their lectures. I mean, these guys are 36 years old, 500 grand on their education, and that's the first decent paycheck they get. And then they come on and they record a lecture that's just like magnificent, well done data, and they upload it, they edit it, all this stuff, and they get like 100 views over a 3-year period. And then you go on YouTube and there's a squirrel trying to clean out all the bird seed in the bird feeder, and he's got 5 million. This is how YouTube is. It's got nothing to do, well, there's a slight relationship, but it mostly doesn't have anything to do with how good you are, how good your content is. It's all this hocus pocus algorithm. Who had a horrible, Wellbutrin's a stimulant of an antidepressant. Who had a reaction to Wellbutrin like that? They use that for a lot of things. It's an old antidepressant that's used for weight loss, helping people quit smoking, depression, lack of energy, blah blah blah. No, that's how it is, man. That's why, I mean, I can if people emailed me before they started stalking me, and they said, hey, you're a big asshole, your content sucks. How you ever got this many subscribers is a mystery. I would agree with them. Yeah, it's frustrating to someone that puts out a good product. I mean, I always joke and I say, thank God I had some success on YouTube and I didn't try it in a restaurant. Oh, good for her. Yeah, it's so true, man. This got nothing to do with like being a good person, bad person, helping like quadriplegic babies, rock them to sleep. None of this shit does anything. Oh, he did. No, I believe that. No, that's a Wellbutrin. I mean, it's like anything, right? No, that'll do it. To give you a man, you sure you bet it will. If I had to guess, and take anything I have to say with a grain of salt, but my guess would be too much, and he's an energy or coffee drinker on an empty stomach. If I had to guess, he's taking another stimulant of some kind. Energy drinks, monster drinks, triple latte, Baba, Fafa, $12 coffee at Starbucks, and he took a Wellbutrin on top of it of an empty stomach. Yeah, yep. You know, still, I mean, whether you like it or whether you don't, as far as medicinal success with an antidepressant, Prozac's still the leader of the pack, despite all this new bullshit they're coming out of. I damn near went crazy on Lexapro. I mean, when I got put in the cuckoo farm, that had something to do with it, although I don't mention it because, you know, I'll take responsibility for my, you know, falling off the rails a couple times. Yeah, that would be my guess, though, on Wellbutrin. You drink a monster drink or a coffee and on an empty stomach, and you take a Wellbutrin, particularly if you're dehydrated, you think you're on a runaway train, man. You'll be swatting cockroaches, and there aren't even any in the house. Yeah, that's too bad. There's something out there for them, but you know, even if you look at like medicinal efficacy of antidepressants, I mean, when you're depressed, I don't know how you guys are, I don't know how he manifested itself, but I don't do anything, man. I don't want to take a shower, brush my teeth, cut the grass, nothing. So, you know, anything would help. And when you're in a depressive state, at least me, you could offer me $1 million to do some stupid shit. It'd take 2 minutes and I wouldn't do it. You can't get me to do anything. So in that state of mind, you're looking for any help, and swallowing a pill is attractive compared to 20 push-ups and 100 sit-ups and eating fat-free tuna. Just don't feel like fucking with it, man. You want to like get better as easy way as possible because you can't really live normally. I think this damn chant's stuck again. Maybe not. That's too bad. Sorry for that, man. That's crazy. Yeah, it really is. I think it's really crazy. Yeah, it does work. Everything is always like that. It's the efficacy to the medication you're given. Helps some people, makes some people worse. They'll say to you, well, would you just rather have nothing? It's like, fuck that. Nothing's what got me here. Not a druggie, don't have an alcohol problem, no, fuck no, I don't want nothing. I want something. Anything. Just give me a couple of those. And then, you know, when you have mental health struggles, it's like you tend to want some relief from them. And unfortunately, that leads it to other things that make you worse. But you'll deal with that after you feel better for a while. If you make it through it. Drunk driving, getting caught with some dope, whatever. There's a million ways. I mean, self-defeating behavior. And it's all the people that didn't suffer from what you suffered for. They're the ones arresting you and treating you for your mental illness, opening the door at the damn probation center and making you blow through a alcohol thing on your steering wheel. It's all the people that don't have this stuff controlling you after you get in this shit bucket. Yeah, all the people that don't know what it's like to walk in your shoes, they just think you're an undisciplined loser that can't get your shit together. No, they don't understand, and they never will understand. No, but that's the way it is. I'm not saying understanding it makes you better, but at least there's some logic to it. You sit down, you're in there, you're in a candid conversation with your therapist, your probation officer or some shit, and they're saying, well, I think you're a smart guy. I mean, people like you. You've had some nice relationships, and why are you doing this crazy shit? It's like, God damn it, man. Hey, I wish I knew too. I tried to head it off in the past. I mean, no one wants to be there. We all know what it takes to punch these holes in this paper to get successful. And when you get on the other side of that, like get criminal record, drug conviction, drunk driving, your stock just lost most of its value. I mean, if there's 10,000 people applying for a job and 9,999 of them don't have a conviction or a mental health issue, who are you going to hire? I'm one of them. I know all about it. I'm the kind of guy that, wants to start a union and should be making $2 more an hour. It's too hot, it's too cold, and that all manifests itself through other problems. That's why if you read, and it's very interesting, I think you'd appreciate this, Natasha, read the MMPI. That's what a lot of companies use to decide whether they hire you or not. And it's impossible to cover yourself in trying to hide your mental illness. You only got so much time to answer all this shit, and if you don't, you're not getting hired. And if you do, you realize after about the 303rd question, by trying to be honest, that you're fucked. That you couldn't have answered that way and made these next 299 questions logical. Do you like your mother more than your dad? Do you like your sister? Do you like, if there were 5 apples and 10 people were starving, how many apples would you give them? You're into this shit so fucking deep. They got this behavior that manifests itself through drug addiction and depression. They got it down to a science. So before you even finish that thing, if it's online, they are already hitting that gong thing with that big, giant Q-tip. It's like, this Tom Reed, do not hire him. We've got Stephanie in Seattle. She loves her mother. She loves her dad. She gave half the apples to her family and one to herself and the rest to the fucking starving chipmunks. And she thinks voting's important. She thinks democracy is great. She's against the death penalty. She's got good credit. Yeah, this is how it goes. So they hire Stephanie and not me, and I'm thinking, you dumb motherfuckers, I'm way smarter than Stephanie. Yeah, but Stephanie isn't crazy, and she's not going to be trying to start a union. And when they tell her right before her child's birthday that, hey, you know what, you got to work, she's going to put that big fake bullshit smile on, give them a big hug, and thank them. For me, it's like, I'm not working tomorrow. It's my child's birthday. What the fuck are you talking about? I told you this over a month ago. This is how it goes. Hey, ACB. That's how it goes. My dad, if there was one thing he told me that was true, I don't want to say I listened to it, but it worked out that way. He told me I better find something I could do being self-employed. And that was good advice. Lunchtime comes. Am I going out in the community picnic table where, we're all talking about how we love where we're at? No, I'm over fucking jacking off at a peep show, looking at my watch, hoping I can get back in time. That's what you don't want. I don't blame him. This was a long learning curve. It really was. I'm still that way. That's why, I mean, it took me a while to figure it out. That's why I think I felt really comfortable with prostitutes and drug addicts and homeless, man, because I'll tell you, another couple tweaks and I'd have been there with them. For sure. And I mean, God forbid, what would have happened if I hadn't met Marty? You know, I'm not into these sappy bullshit stories. People say, well, do you think you'd have committed suicide eventually? I think there was a chance of it. But suicide ideation, which is wanting to kill yourself and not following through with it, I'd have probably went to my grave doing that. Because sometimes you look at it as an emotion, and then I look at it as evidence. Is there evidence that I would have finally offed myself? There's not. Is there evidence that I wanted to? Plenty of it. So there's no difference really in what the history presented as compared to what my future held. I'd have probably just, ended up getting run over by a train in West Branch, trying to get a video, or drowned by going out in the storm without a life jacket or some shit like that. Passive suicide. Not like taking a gun out and blowing the top of my head off, or taking an overdose. When you have suicide ideation, you kind of rationalize in an irrational way. You don't want to trash your liver. You don't want to ruin your heart. You're worried about doing this shit. And it isn't like you're going to be taking a handful, skipping on top of clouds with a bunch of nude Playboy of the Month girls over the last 40 years holding hands. You're worried about if you make it and somebody calls 911 and now you fucked your liver up and your kidneys aren't worth a shit. And that whole skipping across the clouds and Never Never Land is fake. I do believe death is nothing. It doesn't help anything and it doesn't make it worse. Yeah, you're right, Infala. And I still think, and I can't find any good data on this, I still think there's a relationship between pornography and depression. I really do. I've talked to psychiatrists about it and they just like shake their head, I don't know. Self-defeating behavior. Now, what's the alternative? I've took the rough edges off a lot of this stuff. I think it's mainly age. I'd like to say it was discipline and all this bullshit. But I don't think it was. I just think I got older. Man, I'm telling you, when I was a young guy with like a lot of testosterone, that shit just ruled my damn life. I'm surprised it didn't work out worse than it did. Just aggressive and crazy and, fucking around all the time. Blowing my paychecks. I told you, I hitchhiked down to Tijuana when I was 18. And after 3 days in Tijuana, I blew all my money on blowjobs. And I had to have my dad wire me some money through Western Union. And I don't really know, let's say I would have had Marcus Welby, MD, as my dad. I'm using this as an example. He was probably, who knows what he was into off camera. I don't think it'd matter, man. I just think I got like crazy two parents that had me. My sister was crazy too. And that's the way the genes manifested themselves. I know my strong points and I know my weak points. And for shit, up until I was about 50, the strong points were ruling the roost. And then it just got to where it was like all down fucking hill. I mean, I really think I'm just getting to the point now where I could actually work. Actually do a job. No kidding, man. I'm telling you. Where before I just couldn't have done it, man. You couldn't. There wasn't anything going to get me to do that bullshit. And I think, like with today's generation, I mean, hopefully their grandparents and parents kept their mouth shut, because if they tell them what their life was like at that age, back in the good old days, they're going to realize how the standards changed. College, you got to be rich. Cars, fucking crazy money. I mean, these ideas of like fucking off in the summer in between college years, it's amazing, man. I'm not kidding you. It's amazing that I ever graduated from college. I barely did, by the way. I barely got in. I barely did it. Yeah, did you put Infolog's link to his channel? I'm not saying this is getting you anywhere, but I think it's better than people finding you randomly. I mean, today's YouTube is crazy, man. Unless you want to go down, go get to New York City and go jacking off in the middle of Times Square at noon, getting arrested. It's hard to get established on YouTube. Yeah, it really is. I think it is. Really, it takes that kind of shit. I mean, I hate to tell people that, man. That's why I don't want to say it's annoying, but, you know, I know when I've done something that took some, like, diligence or patience, or they're far and few between, believe me. But I'll take credit to that. If I just saw a car accident and I pulled two burning babies out of a car, I'd feel good about it. You know, I was there. I was able to pull them out. But this YouTube bullshit, man, it's nothing, man. I hate to even use the word lucky, because where did it really get me? That I'm on this pecking order of more subs than you have? It's the most fakest fucking false accomplishment in the world, having YouTube subs and viral videos. I know what a joke it is. I knew this. And it's sad to see these people that are trying to get established on YouTube, they're actually thinking it has something to do with talent, and, you know, and it does sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't. You know, these subscribers and all this bullshit. Like I said, I'm not kidding you on this. I hope I never get another fucking viral video. There's nothing but trouble. Oh, detached society. Yeah, good for you. No, who the fuck wouldn't like to be detached to this bullshit? Fucking world is crazy, man. Absolutely off the rails nuts. Really, man, I don't know what I'm going to do about this, man. I still have thoughts of just pulling the plug on this fucking YouTube shit, not having a cell phone, writing letters to motherfuckers, asking if they want to come down and visit. I'm thinking of this, man. It's because there's nothing left. There's nothing on TV worth a shit. You know, I'm not a religious guy, so I'm not going to go there and fucking bullshit everybody on a Sunday. I don't want a mail order bride. I think about it a lot. That's another big fucking mental problem with me, man. I got to quit thinking about all this shit. I do have a real major screw loose with this sex shit. I do. It's not real. You know, I know pornography is not real. I knew this all along, which is probably why I watch so much of it. But I wish I could, like, break this way of thinking. You know, that I wish I could just meet somebody my age and, like, not be dwelling on this stupid shit. I mean, I'm no catch myself. I know this. But I just can't seem to get over this hump of, you know, like, I'm trying to expect these feelings like when I was 18. I mean, I didn't give a fuck if they weren't any good for me then, because it wasn't going to last that long. But I'm running out of time, and I think this one last rainbow I may chase. You know, I was thinking in bed last night, I'm thinking that I'm going to actually try and find a book on it today, and I'm not saying this is going to lead to any happiness, but anything's worth trying at this stage of the game. And all that shit that you would think would make me feel great, it's like, okay. You know, like not having to work and moving into a new house and fucking off. It's great. I agree with you. But I just like to, like, I'm wondering if I just need to, like, use a philosophy and commit to like a arranged marriage relationship where, hey, look, I'm going to try this shit. And even though my natural, unadulterated thoughts is I'm saying to myself, I don't know if I could ever fuck this broad. I'm going to try and cancel this shit out. Quit jacking off like a lunatic. I have done that, by the way. Thank you, Natasha. And I do feel better. You're going to laugh, but I think jacking off, like Natasha said, it was fucking up other hormones. I mean, I had sore joints and shit. Yeah, not that joint. But I had sore joints and shit. It was like wiped out. Even trying everything else. It could be these allergy pills too. But I just, even though I'm reluctant to call it normal, I'm running out of time here, and I'd like to experience a better, higher level of happiness. Like a real relationship, which I really never had. I had one time when I was 21. And I had some women that I was great friends with. I'm telling you, if Sherry and I would have married different people, we'd have told both our spouses, hey, I'm gonna be good friends with Tom, and I'd tell my spouse I'm gonna be good friends with Sherry, and this is part of the deal. We're really good friends. And now we got married, and now that's fucking gone. You know what I mean? No, you don't need something to be happy. No, I know. But it's worth a try in my circumstance. I don't think there's anything wrong with like having a relationship, you know what I mean? I use this like, you know, square peg in a round hole type shit. I mean, this is totally against like the natural way I feel. You know, if I was happy just watching porn and there was no problem, well, then I wouldn't be looking for something else, would I? This could all be a joke too. I mean, just a false level of bullshit it could be. That's true too. I think I'm gonna give it a try though. You know, I might be wearing a blindfold when we have intercourse. But I hope you wish me well. When they start telling how they feel about me, I'll start blowing an air horn. But goddamn it, coping comes in a lot of different varieties. You know what I mean? Fuck. I mean, I can't do any of this shit just narrowly. And you know what's fucked up? It's not like I can give you a bunch of examples of people that I know that are doing that are as happy as I'd like to be someday. You know, everything is run by emotions, not how smart you are or what a position you're in life. You know, and I just wanted to, even if I had to pay for it, I want to be like chasing 20-year-olds around in a hot tub, banging my head on the diving board. And that's fucked up. It's not real. I told you guys the other night I read a article about guys that like hired escorts and shit like that. And they said what you're really paying them for is you're paying them to leave. And that ain't no shit. I never thought of that. Paying them to leave. Fuck yeah. For an hour and then they're gone. That's where the real value comes. That's fucked up thinking. And I'm like not anti-women. I don't think women are less than men. Any of that fucking bullshit. It's fucking worth a try, man. Give it a try. I might not give it a try. I mean, I'm not that enthused about this, but you know, fucking desperate times call for desperate measures. They really do. A little early, about 10 minutes early. Hey, Jamie. Yeah, I think that too, but you know, but what's the fucking what's the switch? Hey, Kevin. Yeah, an Asian wife. No, that ain't no shit. That's true. That's true. I mean, I joke about it, you know. I like the ideas of it, but I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I just like an Asian wife. Yeah, everybody I know that has one's super happy, but you know why? It's mainly subservience. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, look at Natasha. I don't really know her. I mean, I like her music. I mean, she comes on here. She talks a lot of shit in her songs. That's cool, man. That's great. But I think, and I'm not saying this is a possibility, but it's thoughts you have. You know, it's why you want to know what someone looks like when you're talking to the internet and shit like that. Like, Natasha and I are cool. But I guarantee you, if we spend any time together, like trying to have a relationship, I don't think it'd last long. I mean, she's kind of like I am, the female version. And I wouldn't want to be putting up with too much of that shit. And I doubt Natasha's subservient. And, you know, I'd probably end up getting a fucking frying pan across the fucking head when I demanded she did something and didn't keep the house as clean as I'd have liked. Yeah, I mean, you know this, Natasha. You know this is, you know what I mean? You know, you're you and I'm me, but, you know, that's the kind of, like, personality I'm not sure I should avoid now. You know? I mean, I can just see you, like, smoking a bong and getting a fucking horse whip out and handcuffing me and putting me in a baby diaper and making me, like, beg for animal crackers. And you'd be telling your girlfriends in emails, wow, I got this stupid old motherfucker chained and he loves me. And you'd be happy, but I wouldn't. You know, so it'd be instant conflict, you know? Yeah, but Stephanie, on the other hand, I think the young ones want my money. That's fine. I mean, there's got to be something in it. What else are they going to want? And I want that young body and good sex. I mean, there's an argument for that's as honest as a relationship can ever get. She wants my money, and I want her young, tight body. No, you're right. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But really, when you look at your history of relationships, mine, and probably most of the people on here, we tried the other way, and where'd that get us? That emotional bullshit? Yeah, but what's wrong with that? I mean, what else am I going to give them besides money? I mean, thank God that that's left, or I'd never have one. But, you know, I'd be cool with it. I'm not dumb enough to think, you know, no ticky, no washy. Yeah, no ticky, no washy. That ain't no shit. You're going to pay for this stuff one way or the other. Some kind of way. Whether it's... And look at all these billionaire people. Been married 10 times. I mean, you can't tell me that Donald Trump's wives didn't earn every fucking dime no matter how much you gave them. What a fucking nightmare living with him, huh? And even a lifestyle where they didn't have to do shit got too hard. Yeah, the younger ones. What I'd really like, I'm willing to split hairs on this. I'd like an older one that would recruit the younger ones. We all live together. You know, you're going to say, Natasha would say, yeah, Tom, that figures. Yeah, I pegged you as a real control freak. I mean, that's how it manifests itself on the surface. And you know, it's articulated in control, but I think there's other ways you could describe it, different adjectives. It seems like that, but if I ask you to do something and you do it, is that control? I mean, I can't. This is a fuzzy line. Yeah, thoughts. See, that's how I treated porn. Thoughts become a reality. Yeah. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with porn. You know, if I was happier, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, but what bothers me about porn is the way people turn out after a career in it. That's what I struggle with. Yeah. I mean, I think there was times like 6 years ago in June. I think I was like, if 100% was the best, I was around like 8 or 9. And before I came down here, I was around like 11 or 12. And now I'd say I'm like 85. You know? So I've come a long way, and it's because of help I've had. I couldn't have done it myself. I was pretty good at it, you know, doing it myself up until about 6 years ago. Well, actually longer ago than that.
10 years ago. And it's just like, fuck, man, I can't even control my own goddamn life. I can't, man. I'm just like a fucking runaway train, man. Like, I couldn't even finish painting a bedroom in Michigan. Nothing to do, don't work. You know, when I was in that divorce thing, that fucking lawyer of hers, who did a good job, actually. You know, she was talking that I could have worked and I chose not to. And I had like a second thought. It's like I felt like just running across the fucking courtroom and twisting that fucking bitch's head off like a fucking merry-go-round. Because she's saying, because I had the instant thought that, what if people believe this shit? You know, like I can walk, I don't have any health problems, why am I not working? Yeah, it's because it was mental, and you can't show that in a courtroom, and that was false, and that was not true. And I wanted to choke that fucking bitch out until her face just turned blue, and they called 911. Then I choked some other people out too for trying to bring her back to life. I was having a fantasy in the middle of an important trial. I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to pile up all these chairs against this door so the rescue can't come? Nah, I couldn't do that either. I've met porn stars before. Nah, I couldn't do that either. I'll tell you what I could do, though. And you're going to laugh, but I think this is a sign of growing mentally. If I met a porn star and that's what she used to do, I could live with it. I could. Where if I was younger, I would have been into all this stupid shit, not seeing the big picture, you know, thinking she's a whore. But I know better now. I think a retired porn star could have a lot to offer, like on the same runaway mental train that I was on. Yeah, I think YouTube, man. You gotta watch YouTube, man. You better be. I mean, I've always been kind of an aggressive, talk shit kind of guy. So YouTube is like not that big a deal, you know, stalkers and shit. But what I recommend anybody on YouTube, including you, Natasha, you keep your real name out of this shit, and don't let them know where you really live. It doesn't have anything to do with your content, because if you take off, they will be on your fucking ass full time. Seriously, man, believe me on this one. You're thinking you just got to be a good person and put up good content, and what's anybody going to do? Plenty. And you'll be like putting out these bullshit fucking fires that were all based on lies because of jealous people. Oh, big time. Yeah, you'll notice, well, I was thinking, you know, before the internet, you know, you had no way of knowing there were this many fucking kooks. And I don't know what I got, like 181,000 subscribers, something like that. So that's okay. I mean, it's not great. It's all right. But if you think of 181,000 people that have actually subscribed, it's nothing to have like 100 fucking stalkers. And when you're an individual, that's a lot of fucking people fucking with you. Yeah, so it's a numbers game, Natasha. You know, when you're in real life, you have one bad neighbor, and hopefully they move. And somebody you didn't like at work, you'd hoped you'd never see again. Yeah, but you take that and you multiply it times like 50,000 if you take off on YouTube, and that's how many people you got fucking with you. They're belonging to all these data things, and they're finding out who your ex-girlfriends were and your ex-wives and your current wives, and they're sending you emails to your neighbor that Tom's wife's getting a big 10-inch dick now. You know, that's why he's the way he is. And they're contacting the murder hotlines and saying that I'm murdering people. Why aren't they doing anything? I'm eating at a Mexican restaurant, and all of a sudden 10 cops come in with machine guns and tell me to get on the floor because they've convinced the clerk at the desk, the concierge, the maitre d', that I'm a serial killer that they just happened to realize was there, and I needed to be arrested. Swatted, yep. That's it, yep. No, you're exactly right, Ron Emil. Yeah, it happened to me too. Yep, same thing happened to me. Yeah, you get swatted. That's another thing you want to watch for too, Natasha. You know, as it turns out, I got a book. I haven't read it yet, but there's a lot of software that recognizes places. Now, this one's a no-brainer because it's the name's on the thing and everything like that. But there's software recognition where you can put it in a scan, a shot of it, and it's unbelievable the way it can identify a position. And it's crunching all sorts of shit, like a dandelion that's on the ground, a certain kind of dandelion, the kind of trees in the background. Before you know it, they're figuring out where you live over a picture where you took of a beetle you saw walking because of the topography and that kind of vegetation. They'll go to this kind of trouble. Yeah. Oh, good for you. Oh, cool. Yeah, good luck to you, man. Those are hard hurdles to overcome, though, because you got to prove damages. You know, I hope you win, though. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, good luck on that. I had a judge fuck me in the stupid ticket because people wrote him letters. He didn't want to hear anything I had to say. He didn't even want to see my evidence. Can you believe that? And he was a jack-off on top of it. I'm in there defending myself, and he doesn't want to see any of my videos or anything. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, good luck. How did you get an attorney, Rotten Apples? Are you paying for it, or did you get one to take it on contingency? And that federal court is a whole nother animal. I mean, if you get in trouble on a local level, that's one thing. State, county, city. But federal court or federal charges are like a whole nother level of bullshit. And they take forever. I mean, it'd take the federal court a year to make you a hamburger and fries. Well, you guys, I'm going to go in here and attack another 10,000 calorie dinner. So I'll be on later. I appreciate you riding along with me. I hope you have a good day. Of course, I'll take a picture of my dinner. Stephanie, Rotten Apples, Natasha. I think this thing's stuck too. Probably because of the way I'm facing. Stephanie, Natasha, Jamie, Infolove, Kevin. Yeah, you guys have a good day. We'll party on.